afternoon. Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. I am glad to be back with you guys to talk. I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm going to talk quick and hopefully you're able to get something. We're finishing up the month of August, man. These months are flying by. Activating your inner power. I'm going to start with a quote today by a lady by the name of Erin Worley. Reading one of her books, and it says, "Real power comes from connecting with your inner self." And I'll say that again. Real power comes from connecting with your inner self. And I think the other week when I was talking, somebody asked me, "How do you connect with that inner power?" And I want to talk about that very briefly. Um, when you activate that inner power, that means that you are sort of eliminating any outside influences. You tap into your intuition, you tap into your wisdom, and you really get to that place the more you activate that inner power and you tap into that inner self. The rest of the world tends to not matter anymore. And when I say the rest of the world, I mean the opinions of other people, the advice of other people. You really literally tap into relying on your intuition, which is your God power. I think I shared with you a quote by a quote by the lady named Florence Shinn some time ago, where she said, "When you pray, that's you telephoning God. But when you use your intuition, that's God telephoning you." Literally, that's how God speaks to us, through our intuition. That, a lot of people call it the gut feeling or what have you. So I really believe that once we learn how to tap into that inner power, that inner strength, that inner self, life begins to take a shift. Life begins to really, you start creating your own path. You start creating your own things that will show up and manifest in your life. And that's one of the things that I did. So how do I tap into that inner self or that inner strength? And one of the things that you have to do is you have to find yourself in a place where you're just ready and willing to just relax. And I'm talking about relaxing your mind, relaxing your body, and you start controlling your breathing, start controlling the way you think. It's a lot like meditating, but you really just lay back and just close your eyes and focus on one thing. Like if there is a sound in your room, you focus only on that sound. And that's teaching yourself how to control your mind, to keep your mind from wandering and keep your mind from racing. But you just lay back and chill with your eyes closed. You focus on that one sound. If there is no sound in the room, focus on your breathing. The inhale and exhale, the inhale and exhale. And when your mind starts to wander, you gain control of your mind and you refocus it on your breathing, in and out, in and out. And the more you do that, the more you start controlling your mind. And the more you control your mind, the more your intuition will literally kick in. It has been scientifically proven that when you start controlling your mind, controlling the way you think, it helps you maintain that intuitive aspect of you, or that inner self. It really connects you with that inner self. I liken it to a relationship. Um, you know, you meet somebody, and say, for example, you meet them at a party, and y'all are talking, y'all are getting acquainted, and all of that stuff. Well, every time that you guys come together, if you're at a party, there is never any intimacy. And I'm not talking about a sexual intimacy. I'm just talking about a time where you guys can just really get to know each other and feel each other and be able to know on a deeper level things other than the surface. You start asking those meaningful questions. What are some things that you like? What are your triggers? What do you like to do? What are your goals in life? And those things. So that takes time for y'all just having that one-on-one. And when you have that one-on-one, it helps you really maintain that relationship. That starts the foundation of your relationship. If you stop having one-on-ones and then only start going out all the time and never having those intimate moments, then you start losing each other. It's the same thing when you're connecting with who you truly are, that inner self, that inner power. If you don't ever take the time to cultivate it and just get in that place where it's just you and you, and that quiet, and learning how to control your thoughts and learning how to control your mind, you never get to know yourself. If you're always that person that's got to have somebody around you all the time, how do you get to know yourself? If you never take the time to just sit in a quiet space and really get to know who you are, being real and authentic with who you are, finding out your triggers, finding out your pressure points, finding out what you really want out of this life, and put yourself in that state of mind to where you can do it. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for joining me today. Derek, Catherine, Denise, I appreciate y'all. But finding out that thing about you, getting to know you. I tell people all the time, I've lived my whole life, you know, I can't say that I've always not been bothered by what people say or think about me, but I've not lived my life based off of what people say and think about me. Every choice that I made, whether it was a good or bad choice, because I know me, I take full accountability and full responsibility for that. I don't blame anybody else for my mess ups, my mistakes, my falters. It is all me. It is all based off of me. I know me. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And I'm pretty strong willed when it comes to peer pressure. That I'm not that dude where I'm really moved by peer pressure. You can't talk me into anything or talk me out of anything for that matter. That I don't want you to talk me out of. I don't allow you to talk me out of. So again, it is my responsibility and my accountability. So at the age that I am now, I can honestly say that nobody forced me to do anything, and I take full responsibility for how my life is, and the things that I've had to deal with that most would consider negative. I take full responsibility for that because I was conscious when I made that decision. I was conscious. Derek says, yes, no one will know self better than self. Absolutely. That is the way it's supposed to be, Derek. But there are a whole lot of people that know us better, or think they know us rather better than we know ourselves, because we don't ever take the time to get to know ourselves. We really don't take the time to get to know yourself. That's why you're carried about with everybody's opinion. You're going this way one day and you're going that way the next, and you won't stand your ground to say, no, this is who I am. And if you can't accept me for who I am, then you can't accept me at all. And I think that that's the problem with so many people right now is, Derek, they don't know themselves. They really don't. They have relied on everybody to define who they are, to dictate who they are. We've moved by other people's command. But when you learn who you truly are, when you know who you are, then you have a ground to stand on. And connecting with that inner self or that inner power, that's the beginning of being authentically you. And I think that we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to the world to be unapologetically who we are, authentically who we are. And I think when you do that, yeah, it is important to carve that time for self. It really is, Derek. And I think that once we tap into that inner self, that inner power, that inner sanctum, then we are able to give people 100% of who we truly are. We give people bits and pieces. I'll give this person this, I give this person that, I give this person this, and then you listen to their opinion. Well, based off of what you've given me, I think you should. Based off of what you've given me, I think the best route for you to take is so and so, because they don't know who you are, and that comes as a result of you not knowing who you are. The problem is that nobody gets an authentic version of you, not even you. You don't get an authentic version. So tapping into that inner power not only gives you peace of mind, not only gives you empowerment, it gives you inspiration, motivation, and everything that's associated with knowing who you are. Even the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. Some versions say a wavering man is unstable in all of his ways. And that means that you've not connected to that true being that you truly are. You know, most of us have grown up listening to people tell us what we need to do. You need to go to this church. You need to go to that church. You need to go to this school. You need to go to that school. Yeah, I don't like that look on you. You shouldn't do that because nobody around here looks like that, or nobody dresses like that. Nobody talks like that. And we get caught up in that matrix of following everybody else's plan and pattern for us. And we never take the time to get to know who we truly are for ourselves. And most of us, the sad reality is most people go through their whole entire life being robots to other people's beliefs, other people's dogmas, other people's standards, other people's rituals and routines. What about you? What about you? There is something that you, the real you I'm talking about, the real you, that you can only offer that. You can only offer that to the world. And if you don't know what that is, what can I offer? What good am I? Why am I here? If you're asking those kinds of questions, am I worthy of this? Why should I should be here? I should be farther along than this. If you're saying that to yourself and asking those kinds of questions to yourself, chances are you really haven't tapped into that inner power or that inner self. That's what you need to tap into. That is how God speaks directly to you. You don't need a prophet. You don't need a medium. You don't need a tarot card reader. You don't need a crystal ball. All you need is to tap into that inner power, that inner self. That is the core and the essence of who you truly are. And the moment you do that, the moment that you do that, life takes a turn for the better. I promise you, I have tried this. And I tell you again, usually every topic that we have, that we talk about, this is stuff that I've lived. I've tried it and it has worked for me. And I can only share through my experiences what worked. And I can also tell you that there are certain things that I've tried that didn't work for me. But this is one of those things that the moment I tapped into my inner self and I stopped worrying about what people, and I stopped trying to please people, and I realized the power that I have on the inside, I can be me. Now, trust me when I tell you, you ain't for everybody. Trust me when I tell you that the more you tap into you, some of the friends that you've had for years probably will just fall away. Because most of us live a pretentious life. We pretend and we go along. As my mom used to say, you go along to get along. The reality of it is, once you tap into who you truly are, some of the things that you do right now, you ain't gonna want to do no more. The people that you associate yourselves with, you're not gonna want to do that anymore, simply because there is a different version of you that's been crying to come out. And that's all I want you to do, is you tap into that self. You tap into that inner self. I promise you, your whole life is going to change. Derek says we must identify what we value about ourselves before we can be valued by others. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, we are not for everybody. And it's okay. Trust me when I tell you, it's really, really, really okay that you're not for everybody. The people that you are for, the people that you are for, they get a 100% unadulterated, untainted version of you. That's it. And if they can't handle that, then chances are you don't need to be around them anyway. You don't need to be around them anyway. Be okay. Be okay with standing out. Be okay that once you identify that inner strength and inner power, that inner self, be okay if you have to be by yourself, if you have to get acquainted with new friends. You ought to be so authentically you that the people that you have in your life right now will need to be reintroduced to who you really are. Because right now they don't know. They don't know. So find that inner self and tap into that inner power and watch life turn around for you. Watch life turn around for you. I promise you, it will turn around in a good way if you find out that inner power that you have on the inside. All right? So, yeah, Sonia says sometimes it gets lonely. It's okay. It's okay. You might not, I don't think we get lonely. I think sometimes we are alone. And there is a difference in being alone and being lonely. I can find so much. I love being in my own company. So I'm not lonely. There is a difference. It's a difference in being alone. Be alone, because being alone helps you get to know who you are even the more. And the more you love yourself, it opens up doors for real people to come into your life. And they ain't gotta be pretending that they like you. You will know without a shadow of a doubt. Know without a shadow of a doubt that you're where you're supposed to be, and everything will fall in place. Like everything, I promise you, everything just falls in place. Tap into that. Get into that quiet place. Get into that quiet place. Close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Inhale and exhale, and just listen and get to know who you are. And it may take you some time to work up to it. Again, it's just like meditating. It may take you some time. You may only be able to do it for 30 seconds the first time. The next time, try to do it for a minute. The next time, try to do it for 3 minutes. The next time, try to do it for 5. But the more you learn how to quiet your mind, the more you will hear the voice of who you truly are speak to you. Okay? All right, guys, I have to go. I have to go, but thank y'all so much. Please keep telling, watch and like this, share this, share it and like it and send it to people. We got some new things that's coming up, hopefully in the very near future. So I want you to like and share. Remember, if it's a blessing to you, if it helps you, I guarantee you there's at least one person in your circle that it will help also. So help spread the word, guys. Be strong, be focused, be confident, be who you truly are. Talk to you guys next week.